Listening to her in the huddle on WOVU and 95.9 FM. This is your girl, Rachel Hill, the First Lady Sports, and I was jamming out to Eric Nolan in Tens, man. He had some great songs on today, so I was sitting up here jamming in the studio in preparation of doing my show, Her in the Huddle. So thank you to Eric Nolan for playing some tunes for you guys that are listening to us on the airways, listening online, listening on that app. Always keep it locked here on your regular radio station, 95.9 FM. So let's go ahead and get into it. We got a lot to talk about. Brandy should be joining us shortly. Eddie might join us today. Not entirely sure. But if there's no Eddie today, we will miss you. But Eddie's very busy. He's coaching football and stuff like that. So, hey, Eddie, what's up? So let's go ahead and get into it. So the Cleveland Guardians last night had a baseball game, and this was a very important series that they're playing right now against the Minnesota Twins. So right now, the Minnesota Twins are trying to increase that gap of win percentage over the Cleveland Guardians and try to make sure that they don't make the playoffs. So let's just take a look at the AL Central really quickly. The AL Central standings. So right now, the Twins with the win last night, they are 7 games up. So they have a lot of games against the Twins. So they still have 2 more this series, and then they welcome them back, I believe, for a 4-game series back to Progressive Field in a couple of weeks. So this is an opportunity for them to catch up and gain some ground. And one of the things right now is that Cleveland Guardians are not playing very well. You know, they have very young pitching. And they are really, the bats really aren't hitting. You got rid of some veterans out of that lineup. So right now, you know, you're taking some L's, and you've been taking some L's, and losing, I think, 2 out of 3 to Detroit, who is underneath you in the standings, is not going to help you. So then, there's talk about Tito retiring. So right now, this team is just kind of in shambles. Last night, they were able to have a 4-2 lead, and then that's kind of when the Minnesota Twins just kind of went bananas. One of the things that they're known is for hitting home runs, and they were able to get to Xavier Curry early and often, and pretty much got Xavier Curry for a grand slam. And that kind of, that kind of ended things for the Guardians. And then later on, a 3-run shot was given up. So that did not bode well for the good guys. And they pretty much lost that game. They tried to come back, but they just weren't able to sustain the momentum and, kept allowing base runners. And then when Cleveland would get a base runner, they were not able to get them home. So pretty much, the same old thing. But this series is very important because, obviously you want, to be able to gain some ground in this division. And I don't think that they're going to be able to do that. What's up, Eddie, man? How you doing, front man?
Good.
Yeah? You doing all right?
Can't complain.
See what microphone you on. Go ahead and talk to the people.
What up, peoples? How y'all doing? Hopefully everybody can hear me. I can hear myself, so I'm thinking we can hear you. Number 2. I'm on number 2, though.
You on number 2?
Yeah.
Okay. I got you on number 2.
You got me now?
Yeah, I think so.
Still can't hear me? Can't hear me.
All right. Talk
what about now?
What'd he say?
Chris a little upset right now. His team sucks. So.
Oh.
He's a little upset.
That's not very nice. That's not very nice. So how is your team doing right now?
We ain't played yet. We our first game on 24.
What you say? I can hear. What you say?
So y'all doing good this year, man.
We are doing all right.
Did you hear what he said though about your team?
Say you're a little upset right now.
Where were you supposed to be at?
I see you inked up now.
Yeah.
Inked up now?
Yeah.
He said all this about protecting his daughter in school, though. He don't even know about that, though.
Hey, trust and believe. I appreciate it.
Oh,
she tough. She tough.
Yeah.
Listen, if she in the force of the bear, help the bear.
So they started school already? When did they start school?
Yeah, 2 weeks now.
Oh, they've been in school 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How did orientation go for your son?
Oh man, it was nice.
Where he in school at again?
He at CSU.
Okay.
He up the road.
Is he staying on campus?
On campus, yes.
Oh brother. Oh brother.
Hey, he okay. I ain't got to worry about him. He on campus. Leave him there. Leave him there. No, he doing real good though, man. First day of class was yesterday.
Oh, okay.
He had his orientation because he's in the early school program, so he started earlier than other kids to get acclimated with the school itself. So it was a little different for him, but overall he already in my pockets. So
no, really.
Oh man,
he ain't even had to go far away to do that.
Far to get in my pockets. See, my pockets ain't even that far away. Gee, boy, we want to bring you back home. What
Look,
you mean?
He don't even need to cash app you. He can just be like, "Hey, Dad, can you stop by the door right quick?"
Yeah, he did that today. He said, "Dad, where you at? You at work?" I said, "No, I'm at the house, son. What's up?" He said, "Can you stop up here and bring me a couple dollars and some trash bags?" I said, I'm gonna send you a couple dollars. You'll get your own trash bags. What you mean? Oh,
yeah, that ain't that far away.
No, he loving it though, man. He actually, him and his roommate are pretty similar.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where's his roommate from?
I have no idea. He looked like Napoleon, something like that. I probably butchered that. Sorry, y'all, whoever y'all know what I mean. But he, but they both gamers. Both have love for anime. They're pretty similar. I'm like, oh Lord.
That's good. That's good.
May not be good though, man.
Why you say that?
Because my son he's lazy.
Okay.
So, and this is no knock on him because he's a really good kid. I mean, he's a straight A student through high school, of course, because he got full scholarship. Got sent to multiple schools.
Congrats.
So it's not that he's not lazy when it comes to academics.
Okay.
He's lazy in life.
Okay.
But he said he's been real. But I will say he's been real active. He's been out and lifting weights, calling me dad. I'm in the weight room right now.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, man. Like, you should come up here one day and lift with me. I said, son, I don't want to embarrass you, son.
Yeah.
I'm pretty strong still.
Yeah.
But he's having a good time though. Overall, he's having a dang good time, and I'm proud of him. So, son, if you're listening, which I know you are, because you listen to all my shows. I'm proud of you, boy. Keep it going.
Yeah, congratulations. That's so awesome. And congrats to you, for racing. You played a hand in that. So that was all you right there, So I'm glad he chose Cleveland State. That's my alma mater for where I got my master's from.
So he chose Cleveland State over Ohio State.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Yeah, I almost did on you for that for a second. But yeah, it was. Once he broke it down to me, I understood. But prior to breaking it down, I'm like, "What are you, son? No, we about to talk about this one."
Mm-hmm.
So, I didn't want to make the choice for him. I wanted it to be his choice, my first choice. He already know. So he couldn't go to Michigan. I told him he would definitely be.
He applied?
No, they've been trying to get him.
Oh, really?
They were sending so many offers to him. Like, I'm like, dude, like
unsolicited, or how do they even get kids information like that?
I wonder. I would really like to know that. Like, that's something I have no idea. But yeah, they were calling my son. They sent them. I got emails from them, literally, them trying to get him to come to Michigan. I'm like, yeah.
Wow.
I say, son, the quickest way to get this home.
But I mean, if it was a full ride,
I don't care.
I mean,
the quickest way to get this owned in this household is to scream "Go Blue."
I mean, I don't believe in that, but I'm just like free education is kind of a free education.
Free education is not always good.
I would have never defected, quite honestly.
Listen, you can go anywhere. You can. Listen, you can go. I will send you to Tri-C before you went to.
Hey, you know what? That's a good place to get a start because I wish I did that. I wish they had that early college stuff that they have for these kids now where you can get college credit.
Like you get college credit early, and then that would have been great. Like, because my son, he started with an associate, so after a couple of years, they have his bachelor's, in computer science, which is, like I said, that's dope. Because one, it helps you get your bachelor's faster, and you get your master's quicker. So I agree with you. I think they should have had it. I mean, but everything is a learning curve, so. I'm glad they got it now, like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they may not have it when we were younger. They have it now, so
which sucks.
yeah.
As you can see, I'm kind of bitter about that, quite honestly.
I can see.
You know, it just would open up so many opportunities for us.
For a lot of us, because a lot of people didn't want to go because you got to do that the entry exams and all that stuff. People like, man, I don't want to do that. Like, if you took the classes early, the early admission classes, guess what? You don't have to do the entry exams and all that. You're there. So I understand. I can understand where you're coming from, big time.
Yeah, is it easier to get into schools when you already have that associate's degree?
Yeah, I think so. I think it plays a big part of it. I think because when we were coming up, you had to do everything. You had to have academics. You had to do some type of sport or after school program. You had to do long hours of some type of community work. Help the homeless. You had to show a lot of things that you were doing on your resume to get into a lot of schools. It ain't like that no more. It's a little different. Do they appreciate that? Yeah, but it's not like that's what you need to get in school anymore. So it's a big difference now. Like I said, my son was in the programs of to gain his associates early, so he it worked for him. I mean, so they gave him he was getting a full ride regardless. And then like Cleveland State gave him the food program. They gave him room and board and the full scholarship. So
yeah,
honestly, I'm really not coming out of pocket for anything.
And he don't got no student loan debt, which is the most important thing. And that's why I'm like, if it came to Ohio State and Michigan, and Michigan might have gave me a full ride, and I have no student loan debt, knowing what I know now about how hard it is to pay, and I ain't even gonna lie, I don't think I'd ever shoot. I'd probably never shout go blue, but I can understand how people, have these decisions that they have to make.
And then like you said, like that was big, no debts, and then like. And the crazy part about it, and I know it's not only with my son, but other kids that I've coached and who's in college now who got full scholarships. They still be trying to give them like student loans and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like,
for what?
For what? Like, because that's how they keep money coming. Like, if I give you a student loan, now you got to pay that back. But I'm like, why? Why are you like? Yeah, that's like a scam in my eyes, but
school is a scam.
School is a big scam.
It's a business and it's a scam, and life is Disney. I said Disney is a lie. Yeah. When it comes to relationships and stuff like that, it's one of the biggest cons. Yeah. Out there. So there are so many things that are lies out there.
Yeah, man, people live off Disney love for. I wonder why they sing.
Yeah,
that Disney love how you out here. Thinking that Prince Charming coming, he's just gonna kiss you and wake you up
with your shoe, with your glass
slipper. That's a fairy tale.
Yeah. So, what was the ultimate deciding factor for him choosing Cleveland State over Ohio State?
Well, it was pretty much the I think it's because he was close to home, but
okay.
I think one thing he said was the fact that it was giving him the food program and the room and board.
Okay.
He said. Ohio State gave him the full scholarship as far as schooling, but none of the other stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So. And that's a huge thing too, because at the time I was there a student, it was about $5,000, a semester, I think, or maybe the year for room and board, which broke down to like $750, a month, for room and board with meal plans and stuff like that. Yeah. So at the time I was at Ohio State, it was about $12,000 a year, if that. It was much cheaper than it was now. So a lot cheaper, but
yeah. So that pretty much gave him because I hate telling people this, but he got accepted to MIT also, but that was a partial scholarship. So yeah, the boy is really smart, man. Like it ain't even funny how smart this kid is. I brag about it because he's your son, and a lot of people say a lot of stuff about your son. But man, when I tell you this kid is like, he's one of those kids. Like it's so funny because I remember when he was a kid, and yes, I'm talking about my son on the sports show. I don't care. I remember my son was a kid. We used to literally call him to like wherever he at, like, hey, Evan, come here. Hey, what is? Like he was the problem solver for most adult debates because we knew he had another answer. So it was like
Really?
yeah, like he was one of those kids who were as a young kid was playing like trivia games because like to build his mind. And once he remembered, the crazy part about it, because once he was learning, he don't forget it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of I told him that's dope. Like he would know whatever you teach him for like ever. And I'm like, yo, that's a good thing to have. So I'm hoping his college experiences as well as his high school experiences, so far so good. So let's keep it moving from there.
All right. Well, that takes us into our first break. We're going to be right back. You're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. We'll be right back. Congrats, man. That's wonderful, Eddie. My sister's, my niece's dream school is MIT.
Really?
And she only like 13.
Really?
She's been saying it since she was like 11. Though, that she wants to go to MIT.
That's dope.
So
That's dope. I wonder if he would have got accepted. He only applied to MIT, like because they had the computer program that he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to do. So yeah, they don't. I'm like, dude, I'll be working for the rest of my life trying to pay that off. Talking about giving them, refinancing the home, digging into my pension.
Yeah,
that thing is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Like I ain't trying to tour you. Like I want you to go. Like,
did he get a full ride?
No, if they would give him a full ride, I would have paid for him and board. He's only gave him a partial scholarship.
Yeah.
Even as a partial scholarship, it was double Ohio State. You know what I'm saying? Double Cleveland State, triple Cleveland State. It was expensive. Like, and you in Boston, so
yeah, far away. And Boston is an expensive city.
It's expensive to live, bro.
Mm-hmm. It's a great city.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's expensive. It's expensive.
Yeah.
I was like, we visited, and it's.
Oh, y'all went to visit it?
Oh, yeah, we went to visit, and it was expensive just to visit. And I'm like, yo, like you talking about living here for 4 years, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, imagine him getting him back and forth and stuff.
Like, and the flights were not cheap. Flights there's like flights to you can find cheap flights to Atlanta right now, but like before they was cheap flights to Atlanta, flying to like Savannah, Georgia, like flying to Boston, because Savannah is a very expensive flight. Like,
oh, really?
$400 per person.
Okay.
You can't find no cheap flight today. You fly to Georgia to Atlanta and try to drive. That's a 4-hour drive.
Oh, really?
I'm like, yeah. I don't know if Fly Spirit, because I think it's a ripoff. Like you buy a cheap ticket, but then you paying all this money for bags.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you might as well bought a
Spirit flyer here.
Listen, I just stopped. I'm like, I realized like it's a ripoff. Like I'm like, because I was Fly Spirit, like I Fly Spirit like Florida or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a cheap flight to Florida for $38. You know what I'm saying? $40, $50 to fly to Florida. Yeah, let's go. But then you do all the math, like,
yeah.
Like you buy the bags, you
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You pay for your seat. You go in the good seat, you pay for your seat. You wind up paying about $300 when the round trip flight was to Delta or something, then $300 something bucks. Like, oh, you get us, like you put the other wig on the girl.
Lipstick on the pit.
Put lipstick on the pig. Ain't she cute?
All right, welcome back to Her and Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. This is your girl, Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports. I'm here with the front man, Eddie Fairfax. Eddie Scott. Sorry. Mike might come through the computer because he loved Brandy, and on Mondays he'd be like, "Where Brandy?"
I ain't married to Brandy. Look, that was a mistake. Don't come through the computer. Listen, she got fans.
I'm sorry, Mike. If Mike is listening, because girl, he be waiting on you.
I'm about to say, you love her. That was a mistake, Mike. Our bad.
It was such a mistake.
She's very single.
Eddie, the front man, Scott, and Brandy Fairfax. I'm so sorry. What's up, Brandy girl? How you doing?
I'm pretty good. How are you guys?
Hold on, B. We coming to you.
Go ahead, Brandy.
I'm pretty good. How are you guys?
Good. What's going on?
Nothing much. I'm excited. College football is about to start. NFL.
Let's go! I can't wait, man. I was so excited for college football.
Yeah,
Oh,
we just finished talking the Guardians. I opened the show with that. We started talking about Eddie and his son going to college, a full ride scholarship to Cleveland State University. So congratulations on that. But just to finish off on the Guardians, because I know we got some stuff to talk about today. They're 7 games out. So would you guys say that the season is over?
Yep. I mean, yeah, I can talk no more. Yeah, absolutely.
Brandy, what's your thoughts?
I agree, especially the past few games. I think they were definitely winnable games, and they haven't been able to pull some of them out. So I think it's a loss for this season.
And Frank Coleman about to retire. Oh yeah, he ain't even worried about it no more.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised that he made it the past 2 years. I thought he was going to retire the year before they made the playoffs last season, because he was like, Robo Man. He could barely move. So I'm honestly surprised he stuck it out this long. He has a whole host of surgeries that he's going to be having, during the off season. And he's only 64 years old. He isn't that old, but I guess, a lot of baseball. He's a baseball lifer. It'll do it to you. He's been playing since he was in high school or maybe middle school. So
probably younger than that. We didn't know about him in high school.
Yeah, because I didn't know he was a National College Player of the Year one time.
Like I found that I found that about I want to say about 3 years ago. Actually, I found out a lot of stuff a few years ago. Like I'm like, man, I did not know. Like somebody did. Listen, I like when people educate me. I don't know everything. People think because you're on the sports show, you supposed to know everything about sports. Like I don't be knowing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So I get educated. So it'll be like, wow, like I didn't know that.
I mean, even Stephen A. Smith, he got producers that give them facts. All those shows. So that's what producers are for, because they don't know everything as well. So they get help too. So anywho, moving on to the Cleveland Browns game, guys. So what are your thoughts? Like it is about to be finally here. One more week, and then we can go ahead and get into this. But I wasn't able to watch the game because I was actually at the 60th anniversary of the March on Washington on Saturday.
Oh, you went?
So yeah,
That's
I went.
Awesome.
Yeah, I went. Me and my mother went. We took a bus. So it was pretty much a 24-hour trip. Yeah. We left here at about 12:15 and got back Saturday night at about 3:00 in the morning. So it was a very long day. But it took us about 8 hours to do about a 5.5, 6 hour trip. Yeah. So that's what happens when you go by bus or whatever, But it was awesome being there. Awesome being there with, MLK, did his, I have a dream speech, 60 years ago. And sadly, we talked about this a lot yesterday. A lot of things have not changed. So, that's a whole nother rabbit hole. But so that's why I missed the Browns game. But I want to ask you guys, how did this team come out? They came out, I was able to catch some highlights. And I like the way that this team came out, especially on their first possession, they fumbled the ball, right?
Yeah. So the crazy thing about this, and I'll let Brandy go, but the crazy thing is, Kelly, he fumbles a lot, I see. And then we had I don't even know the guy. His number was 20. I couldn't tell you his name to save my life. But his handoff to Sean Watson and him for some odd reason could not connect on the handoff right, properly. I don't know. And then I noticed one play when he fumbled the second time that in football we was taught to do Pac-Man. All up wherever the ball's coming at, that arm is open, one arm down. I saw that he had the Pac-Man, but then he tried to grab it with his hands. So he went down and tried to grab the football from Deshaun Watson and fumbled it again. So I don't know. I don't know what it is, but he fumbled twice. But 2 possessions.
John Kelly?
No, it wasn't Kelly.
Okay.
Kelly just always fumble when he get to the goal line. That's his MO. So it's like, dude, I don't know. But forget all of that. That was the negative side of the game. They looked really good defensively.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, that defense, and I mean, mind you, all of our starters didn't play.
Okay.
And they looked great defensively. And I mean, offensively they were moving the ball, but defensively, that was one thing I was like, yo, we get our defense together. We may be a championship team. I'm not saying Super Bowl right now. You call it like Super Bowl already. No,
yeah.
that's in week 1 when I'll call Super Bowl. Okay. Now we're in preseason. But yeah, I mean, they to me, they defense looked really good. Offense looked like it was coming along with it, and I think once they start mashing together on the offensive side, and because Deshaun Watson was making, he looked like Deshaun of old, where he was reading the defense, where he saw it coming in. I need to make an extra move, get out the pocket, and make rocket passes down the field. He was doing that. So yeah.
Brandy, what are some of your overall thoughts regarding the game?
Yeah, I agree. I think defense looks a lot better. I think they'll look a lot better this year playing more to man because, we kept seeing them getting lost in zone coverage. But I agree with the offense, too. I think they look better. Deshaun, looks like he was a few years ago as an all-star. I do want to see, more of the connection with the receivers. But I will say cut day being today makes it feel more real than that the season's here. But with cut day, I think some surprises. I am surprised they let go Felton and Austin Watkins. We saw him do so well in preseason, so I was surprised they didn't keep him in that receiver core. But defense, the only person I am worried about is Denzel Ward because he now has 4 concussions going into his 6th season.
Correct. Now, what I will say though, you're absolutely right. They go. I think they're gonna bring Watson and Felton to the practice squad.
I think so.
Problem is they got a lot of exposure, so I think they're not gonna be
picked up.
Oh, somebody gonna grab them fast. And I mean, Watson, he looked like he been seasoned. He was playing very well all preseason. So I don't understand. I understand because the receiving team's already set, so it's kind of hard to find a spot for him. But we do still have 2 openings. From what I'm hearing, that they're about to put a couple players on the IR, which will give you 2 open spaces. So maybe they'll get a running back. Because right now I think it's 23 offensive positions we have, and then the rest is defense. So. I know they were talking about getting another defensive tackle, so I don't know. Maybe another defensive tackle, which that's fine because you can never have enough of those. But I definitely would solidify my receiving team just a little more, only because our receivers get hurt a lot. So,
yeah, Grant is already out for the whole season.
Correct.
Yeah, that's messed up.
First play. Oh my goodness. Didn't even make it to the second play. First play in a jersey. In a brown jersey. Very first play. When I saw it, I didn't even have to see the replay. I was like, oh, he was busting his knee. I mean, his body went one way, the knee went another. I'm like, oh, he's hurt. He's gone. And they said the whole year. I'm like, yeah, but didn't surprise me. This probably might be gone for longer than a year, y'all, so don't be surprised.
But these athletes come back from injuries real quick too. They coming back a lot quicker than they normally had because sometimes at the ACL tears. I mean, Odell took a while to come back, but sometimes they coming back. In like 6 months and stuff like that, 6 to 9 months.
The problem is when they come back early, they're not themselves. Like I tell everybody, when it comes to ACL injuries, man, don't rush it because that's one injury that you shouldn't rush. Let it play out. If you're gonna be gone for a year, if they say you're a year, play it for a year. They say 6 months, play it for 6 months. Play it for 7 months. Don't rush ACL injury. That's a big mistake that a lot of people make.
We're going to go ahead and take a quick break again. We're going to be right back. We're going to talk some more Cleveland Browns because the season will be here in 0800 hours. Yeah. So we'll be right back. You're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. We'll be right back. Yeah, you got to sign the wall.
Oh, you got to sign the wall now?
Yeah, everybody's signing the wall.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, so what else been going on?
Man, this team, man.
How's coaching?
Coaching going good.
Yeah, how y'all?
We got 24 girls now.
And you got to sign the board.
Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, we got.
You signed it, right?
Yeah, I did. Yes,
we
I
got 24 girls. I was like, man, 24 coaching, and a lot of newbies. Like,
yeah,
which is good because I was worried. Like I was worried because there's a lot of teams that don't have teams this year because they have the girls.
Yeah,
like Hudson ain't playing this year, which is like surprising that Hudson ain't got a team. So I'm like, man, we got 24 girls, so I'm like, that's a lot. So we got enough for two teams. We have enough for two teams. So we're gonna probably have a JV team and a varsity team, of course. But I'm really excited because these girls they're out. They're ready to learn. Only issue is some of my veteran players are lazy, which can rub off on the new ones. You know, so they like, oh, this person ain't running, or this person ain't going hard. I tell everybody, I tell them all the time, like, man, listen, practice is a lot harder than the games. Mm-hmm. Like, because you practice hard, the games gonna come easy. But we'll see.
I thought you were doing football too.
I was. So because I picked up a second job, I couldn't do the football. But I still keep up with them. Like Richmond, we lost. We got blew out. We went down to play the number 3 team in the state of West Virginia. And they're number 35. They're number 15 here in Ohio. They 30 in all of Ohio. I'm like, man, like never good. And it showed. It showed that like we're again, this is our first year being a varsity team. So
oh really?
Yeah. So they got us ranked. It's not funny. It's embarrassing, but it's funny at the same time. We went in ranked 500, I think 31. That was our ranking in all of the state of Ohio. We went down there, got blew out, and it pushed us up in the rankings.
Oh, really?
Because
you played a good team.
We played a good team, man. We didn't play as good as we could.
Yeah.
But we were missing. We were missing 6 starters on defense, and because they wanted to be ineligible for the game.
Because of grades.
And Richmond, they go week by week, so it's not one quarter. It's week by week. So if you get a D this week, you can't play this week. So we lost six of our defensive players. So we had some offensive players trying to play defense, and it was tough on us. Then when our running back got hurt, yeah, it was tough.
That sucks.
It was ugly.
All right. Welcome back to Her in the Huddle on WOVU at 95.9 FM. Remember, you can always keep it locked on your regular radio dial at the FM dial, 95.9. You can always listen to us online at WOVU.org. You can always listen to us on the go if you download that WOVU app. And you can always contact the station with any questions, comments, concerns, or anything you want to say to us at 216-271-0959. And I'm here with Eddie, the front man, Scott, and Brandy Fairfax. I got it right this time.
Front man Scott, not Fairfax. Michael, I swear with a mistake.
I don't see Michael here in the comment section, so I know people are watching, but no comments today, which is fine. We appreciate the watching and the support always. But yeah, Brandy, that is something that you got to sort out with Mike. My bad on that one. But you guys, overall, how did you think that the Browns looked in this game? This was a game that they lost, but overall, how did you think that they looked? And Brandy, will take you first.
Tell them the reason why we love Brandy.
Right. So, like we said before, I think the defense played well. The offense did pretty well. I think the chemistry will come as the season goes on, but we saw Cade York miss those kicks, but now he's
come on, Brandy.
But now we have a vet coming in, and he's been, pretty successful his whole career. So I think they'll be in a better spot. But I'm glad the Browns, finally had enough with his struggles.
Well, let me ask you this,
That's a
and
good segue.
this is the same thing that I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask Eddie too. But do you think that he should have been given a little bit more of a chance, even though you're going into three of your first five games are against your division opponents, which is crazy. Never really heard of that. We talked about that when the schedule came off. So these
Yeah.
are going to be tough games, but you know. Could you have given him a game or two to try to in the regular season to try to correct this instead of being like, oh, this could be just be preseason kicking woes. When the regular games are on, his focus will change and he'll be better. Do you think that he could have been given a game or two, or it was something that absolutely had to be done now?
Miss Fairfax, and I answer that one.
I don't think so. I mean, he did struggle a little bit last year, but I think us playing those divisional opponents so early and back to back in the season, I think plays a big part, and they know like they don't have any time to waste.
I don't think Rachel watched the games last year.
I did. Well, my concern is that he was terrible now, and then he's going to go to another team and ball out, and eventually kick a field goal that's going to beat us.
Then you do that because right here, nah, bruh, you are horrible. I mean, you have to think. We lost about 5 games last year because of his leg, and it ain't the fact that. Before the game, he's kicking 70-yard field goals, and they look great. And he's making them before the game. Mm-hmm. But during the game, you can't make a 22-yarder. Mm-hmm. During the game, you can't make a 43-yarder. During the game, you can't make a field goal. Listen, best thing the Browns did was get rid of that kid. And I ain't gonna lie, I was like, man, I was happy when we picked him. I'm like, man, we finally got a kicker to replace Phil Dawson. That was something I was looking for. Like, as you know, it's bad when Phil Dawson is tweeting. Like,
what'd he say?
He said something about he'll suit up for the right price.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Listen, you know it's bad when Phil Dawson is tweeting.
He's like, I'm coming out of retirement.
I'm coming out of retirement. They killing our team. Like, it's bad when you get Phil in a tweet. Like, come on, man. Like, that is the worst. So for them to get rid of that kid, they couldn't do it soon enough.
Yeah. It was 1 year, 1 season. Does he get picked up by another team, or is he done in the NFL?
I think there's enough tape on him where I can say it'll take some injuries for him to do. And kickers don't really get injured. He got one job as a kicker, Then he tried to fake it. He tried to fake an injury, man. This was the worst on this kick, this field goal. He tried to fake this injury like you got, bro. I watched that over like 5 different times. I slowed it down like, bro, ain't nobody touched you. You ain't get hurt. You missed the field goal, bro. Like, it was a good thing it was a penalty on the play because you get a 2-point conversion out of it. But, dude, you missed that clear as day. Gonna try to grab your ankle like something happened, bro. It came off your foot bag. Hey, that's how bad that kick was, man. Dude, I'm so glad he's gone. I ain't gonna lie.
They kind of said that didn't go over very well in Berea as well, too.
Yeah, right.
Kind of pretending like he was injured because he missed the kick.
Like, bro, he grabbed it was the words, and then the very next play, they see you on the sideline kicking the ball. Hey, wait a minute, bro. I thought you were hurt. Come on, man. Yeah, get out of here, Kate.
Yeah, and I'm surprised because we know that this. Excuse me.
Been gone before K went, like long before K. He just been gone 2 years ago.
Yeah,
like they should cut him as a rookie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they let that experiment, go on for who knows how long.
Too long.
Maybe he can go catch on somewhere. But the plan to develop him into a wide receiver just never panned out. So cut your losses and move forward.
The bad part about him with Shorts was they switched. They tried him at kick returner, punt returner, and receiver, and you failed at all 3 of them. Like that's bad business. You shouldn't have been. They should have kept him that long. I think again, but the Browns being the Browns, this regime hate to lose. They hate to get rid of somebody and then they go somewhere and be good. Bro, you gotta get off that mentality. Let them go be good somewhere else. If they're good, regardless. They weren't good for you. Let them go.
Yeah, that's the type of stuff that happened. And George said Saturday's game was blown by a kicker who got booted out of Berea, and we pray we get somebody better. So yeah, what is it, Dustin Hopkins?
Yeah,
They were talking about we got D Hop, not that D Hop though.
you wrong D Hop. You wrong D. Listen, that D Hop I was hoping we got. So that was been a good.
Where did he end up going?
Where is he?
The Tennessee Titans.
Oh, okay.
The Titans, and yeah, that would have been a good pickup. I was hoping that he won.
Who gonna be throwing to him? Who Tennessee's quarterback?
I think they got Tannehill, don't they?
Ryan
Yeah.
Tannehill?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess he could have had Deshaun Watson throwing to him, but
The Browns didn't want to pay him what he wanted, And I respect him. I respect him not paying what he wanted. So
you need a receiver though.
I mean, but he's older than what you want. And yes, him and Deshaun has gotten along very well. But to pay him top tier receiver one money, not for 1 year.
How much was he asking for?
He was asking a little bit under the max for receivers. He wanted to be the top one in the top three receivers paid. And you're not a top three receiver anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a great receiver, don't get me wrong, but you're not top three. I can name 5 better than you right now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He signed a 2-year, $26 million with Tennessee.
So a little $10 million a year. Yeah, we can't do that for you.
Yeah. Zach, we see you. What's up, Zach? John Sugg says, imagine JT on Ravens. They automatically become a Super Bowl contender. Tell me different, and I hate them. He said, explain Guy from Falcons and what he does at the Titans, and wide receivers go there to die. Are you saying that they come to Cleveland to die or Tennessee to die? John?
Probably both. See, AJ Brown had to get about it. They're about to kill his career too, so they probably both. I'll tell you this though, man. They got the Browns. I was watching.
They go to the Titans to die. With Ryan Tannehill as your quarterback.
I mean, Tannehill is so up and down, man. But I was watching. They got the Browns actually losing our division. They got us number 4 in our division, which I'm like, dude. What are you? See, this is the problem with football analysts. They base stuff off of last year, and they don't base things off of like. See, I look at paper. Of course, you can't judge a team by paper, even though you look better on paper. But when you don't have no real I judge it off paper, and I judge it off what the preseason look like. A lot of people don't put a lot of the preseason, but I do. Because, and the reason being is because, man, this is what your team may look like. But I say that to say, looking at the Browns, I would tell you the only team that got me a little scared in our division, and it's strictly because of their defense, Pittsburgh Steelers. That defense looks amazing. And this is not me being biased. Yes, I'm going to root for my Browns. We'd rather die. I was there. I was in every game at 0-16. So guess what? I'm there. So it ain't got nothing to do with me not being a Browns fan. It's just I'm a football fan first though. So as a football fan, the Squirrels look so defensively sound.
All right. And John says that they have Browns down this game year because of losing Hunt, and he didn't do anything. And Browns will 9 bank it. I don't know what that means.
But I agree with him as far as the Hunt situation goes. Hunt is still available. They need to go and get him and bring him back because we don't have a dominant number 2 running back right now. We need to quit playing, give Hunt the money that he deserves, and bring Hunt back. I am 100% in agreement with that.
Okay. And John also says Steelers defense is fire. Also Washington, but sorry, Steelers will be the first year under 500. So
no, disagree. Disagree.
Brandy, what you think?
The Steelers defense does look pretty good, but I'm not too sure about their offense right now yet.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett, they're gonna have some growing pains with him.
That's a
Yeah.
possibility. They don't care about their offense. Their defense have shut down everybody this preseason.
Mm.
They have up 0 points in the preseason. That defense is stacked.
They shut out everybody.
They have shut down everyone. That defense is stacked, yo. Listen, they gave up no points last week, no points the week before. That first team defense, I'm not talking about the third string. I'm talking about first and second string. The first two strings defense are stacked, and and that's the only team that I feel on our out of the AFC North. And I know everybody on the AFC North played tough when they play against each other. But if I had to put money on, I'll put that defense number one, Brown defense number two.
Mm. And on that, we're going to go to break right quick. So we'll be right back. You're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. We'll be right back.
Yeah. I'm trying to get. I got a lot of stuff on the SD card, and I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to get another card so I can get it off. But I probably do got it. What was up? Okay, good. I'm gonna have to see. I got, like I said, I just found these two SD cards in my from my old phones, so I have to see if what's on there. I don't know what's on there. So I gotta find it because computers nowadays don't have an SD drive, so I gotta find something to convert it from my SD drive to my stick. So when I do, I'll let you know what's on there. That was some good ribs.
Huh?
That was some good ribs.
What? Who had
I
ribs?
don't know. I just want some. I
Oh.
wish I knew somewhere I can get some.
You ever had Korean ribs before?
Korean?
Yeah.
Yeah, from Golden Barbecue.
Oh, really?
They were good.
What, down on Coventry?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm talking about down over there by Asia Town.
Oh, no. They good?
I don't know. I'm like, I might have to try to go get some. I hear Korean ribs.
Korean food is really good, though.
I heard Korean barbecue,
Korean
fried
barbecue,
chicken is good.
I about to say,
I never had it.
Chicken? Listen, they up there with black folks in that chicken.
But they said that black people, when they came over in World War II and black people was there, they taught them how to make fried chicken. That's how they learned. Yeah. Somebody white said that. One of them white cooks off of Food Network said that. He had to correct somebody because they was like, Koreans. He was like, no, Koreans learn from black people how to fry chicken.
That chicken was smacking. Like I listen, I be getting that. That be smacking.
All right, let's talk a little Ohio State because we're going into 55, so we got 6 minutes left. All right, welcome back. You're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU at 95.9 FM. I'm here with Brandy Fairfax and Eddie the front man Scott, and we're going to talk a little Ohio State because guess what? They play first before the Cleveland Browns.
Yes, sir. OH.
Let's go. Yes, that's right. Me and Brandy's alma mater. So right now we do not have a quarterback controversy. But Kyle McCord is going to be the starting quarterback against the Indiana Hoosiers.
It's a controversy.
Why you say that?
Because I feel other kids should be starting, but they say they're gonna play both.
Yes.
And the thing is, I'm a firm believer in if you have two quarterbacks, you have none. I'm a firm believer in that.
Yeah.
You got two quarterbacks, you have none.
Mm-hmm.
Either you make You make him the complete starter. He play all game, or no. You don't. Playing two quarterbacks is the dumbest.
It never works.
It never works.
It never works.
So why do it? But then we talk about Ryan Day though. So
yeah. A quick note back on George. He said he agrees with your colleagues on bringing Kareem Hunt back and always watch that team called Pittsburgh. Losing season for that team, that's far and few between. George, we are going. John said, who takes the biggest drop and why is it the Cowboys? We could agree with that. The Cowboys suck. So, and what's up, Jay? We see you there. But going back to Ohio State, the good thing is that they have the first few games to kind of decide this mess out before they go on and take on Notre Dame. So
they got first 3 games. Notre Dame. So Notre Dame always overhyped every year.
Overrated. Just because they Notre Dame.
Yeah, I'm so tired of them getting so much praise and they're gonna be good, man.
Yeah, Brandy, what's your thoughts about this quarterback controversy?
Yeah, I feel like this is the first time in a while where we've had like 2 QBs be in a race like so close. I saw the other day they said that there was like really nothing setting the two apart from each other, which is kind of crazy to me.
Which is understandable though, but at the same time, you can't. You got what's the kid? What's his name? Brown. His last name Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got the Devin Brown. You got Devin Brown. You got McCord, and it's like, yeah, they're close. So if they're that close, one could start.
Mm-hmm.
The other one sit.
Yeah, but Kyle McCord is a junior pretty much, so he sat behind C.J. Stroud for the past 2 years. So that's another thing. John's talking trash. He said Dallas will be last in their division. I don't think so, and I'm not even a Dallas fan. He said, "Oh my God, Ohio State, go Ducks!" Oregon, they got lucky beating Ohio State in the shoe, and he said both of them are trash. Come on, we see you, John.
John, we don't let you talk. Y'all, Oregon finally won one against us on some luck.
Right. But we won when it mattered, and that was the national championship game.
We whooped them when it mattered, so it don't even matter that y'all won one regular. We won the national championship.
Y'all can have that little game, whatever. I'm like, y'all would be relevant if it wasn't for Nike.
Thank you guys for being, because y'all was the reason that we won the very first.
I know, CFP.
Yeah. So we appreciate y'all.
Yeah, everybody thought Marcus Mariota was going.
Thank you, Ducks. Let's go, Ducks. We appreciate y'all.
You said Michigan and Penn State are going to mop them. Don't hate. What? Y'all just haters.
And what? Oh, come on, man. See, that's how you know you sour, bro. You think that team up north and that team to the east of us has got a chance of beating us? You out of your mind. You must not have seen Ohio State this year, bro.
So Ohio State is ranked 3rd in the CFP. Do we think, because we got 2 minutes left, do we think that Georgia, this could be the year that they could be knocked off?
No.
You think they're going to win again?
It's either them or Alabama. Listen, I'm rooting for Ohio State.
Yeah.
But the unbiased part of me, the truthful part, the Ohio State fan of me is like, Ohio State will win it all. Truthfully, this is a big if. If Alabama go back to their running style offense, there's nobody to beat Alabama. Nobody.
George says the last time Ohio State played 2 QBs, they had to think back to Stanley Jackson or Georgia Maine or even Joe Burrow and Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah, I'm about to say Joe Burrow.
But even it was when Cardale Jones and who was it?
But you guys,
was it JT Barrett?
Yeah.
Yes.
But that wasn't. They didn't play both of those. They Barrett was hurt.
Okay.
And Cardale.
Well, yeah, but then when Cardale was named the starter, something happened against Michigan State, and they inserted somebody else. I can't really remember, but something happened where they did like.
But it wasn't. But you knew who was the starter. You knew off the top. It wasn't no. Yeah, it was. If he messed like right now, you like okay, he gonna play the first series, you play the second series. That was never with JT Barrett. So that's my thing about that.
John said y'all dropped the 10 by week 7. That's a lot. Brandy, thoughts really quickly about 1 minute left. Thoughts really quickly about whether or not Georgia will be able to repeat.
I'm not necessarily sure if they'll be able to repeat right now, but they'll definitely be in that Final Four, Final Two.
They
Okay.
stacked, man. Georgia's stacked.
Well,
They
hopefully
lost
they
a
can
lot
be
of
knocked
people.
off.
They lost a lot of defensive players and gained a lot of defensive players. They're stacked.
I'm going they'll be knocked off. John agrees with me. No repeat. Want to thank everybody for listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. We are out of here. Thanks, Brandy. Thanks, Eddie. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
All right. Bye, Brandy. Talk to you later.
Bye,
All right,
Brandy.
bye, guys.
Bye.
Mike's still waiting on that date.
Right, bye, guys.